Hello, Blue Lock fans, and welcome back. In this latest chapter, the author has once again shifted the dynamics of the match in a dramatic way. Just when it appeared that Nigeria had a potential path back into the game, that hope is decisively shut down. Today, we're going to break down the pivotal moments from chapter 317. You'll want to stick around, as this chapter reveals a specialized defensive training method and leads to a compelling theory about the team's future. This chapter represents a significant turning point for the first half of the match, and it all revolves around the one man standing in front of the goal. The chapter is titled, "Please Take Care of This Point," and we're about to explore the full meaning behind that phrase. Let's begin. The chapter begins in a stadium buzzing with energy. Japan has just scored their second goal, establishing a solid 2-0 lead. With only 10 minutes remaining in the first half, the commentators verbalize the question on everyone's mind. Does Nigeria have the capacity to respond, or will Blue Lock Japan maintain control until halftime? Following the kickoff, the ball is passed directly to Nigeria's star player, Onazi. However, the perspective quickly shifts into the mind of the Nigerian captain, Kuso, who is experiencing a sudden, critical realization. He thinks to himself, "I finally understand." He internally concedes that Blue Lock Japan is the most formidable opponent his team has ever faced. Initially, he believed their strength was centered solely on Yoichi Isagi, but he now sees that this was a simplistic view. A tactical panel illustrates Kuso's new understanding, highlighting the true engine of Japan's team, a core trio of Isagi Yoichi, Karasu Tabito, and the defensive leader, Oliver Aiku. Kuso recognizes that these three possess an exceptionally high soccer IQ and are effectively directing the flow of the game. Despite this insight, he also knows that every offensive push is still built around Isagi's remarkable adaptability. Faced with this, Kuso makes a strategic decision. Nigeria must counter with a fast, all-out attack. It's their most viable path to victory. For the team and their continent's pride, this is a critical moment. This is where Nigeria mounts its most determined offensive of the match. Fueled by this new resolve, Kuso initiates a desperate counterattack with a long pass. We see brief flashes of the team's past and the promise they made to one another to win the World Cup. That entire ambition now rests on the shoulders of one player, Onazi. He receives the pass and traps it flawlessly. Chigiri and Bachira close in on him, but their pressure is ineffective. Bello executes a quick one-touch pass back to Onazi, and a palpable shift in momentum occurs. Kuso then sends a high cross toward the center of the box, declaring that Onazi is their ace striker, the one destined to be the world's best. What follows is a sequence of high-stakes action. Despite being marked by both Isagi and Aiku, Onazi leaps into the air with incredible height. Kuso's internal monologue explains that Onazi's greatest asset isn't just his physical power, but his unique combination of springiness and flexibility. This gives him an aerial shooting range nearly double that of a typical player. Once he is airborne, a goal is expected. Onazi focuses on the ball and says the words no opponent wants to hear, "I beat you, Blue Lock." But standing on the goal line, someone is ready. Gin Gagamaru is positioned perfectly, completely focused, and states, "Bring it on. You won't score." As Onazi prepares to shoot, the scene transitions to a flashback from Gagamaru's perspective. He recalls a letter from Jinpachi Ego, whose message was characteristically blunt. "Jin Gagamaru, you're still just fighting by relying on prayer. Build yourself the body of a goalkeeper." We are then shown Ego's special knockout training. This involved Gagamaru wearing baseball mitts, catching baseballs fired from a pitching machine. Ego explained that since baseballs are smaller and faster than soccer balls, this training would dramatically improve his reaction time and eye-body coordination. Gagamaru dedicated himself to this regimen until his coordination speed increased by a factor of 1.5. Ego's final piece of advice was to stop thinking and let his body's training take over. The flashback concludes. The ball comes off Onazi's foot. Kuso shouts, "Go, Onazi! You are our light of hope." The shot is powerful and has a difficult trajectory. For a moment, even Gagamaru questions if he can catch it cleanly. But his body, conditioned by the intense training, reacts instinctively. It is here that Gagamaru has a surprising realization. His brief hesitation isn't due to the shot's power, but because Onazi's shot feels significantly slower than the baseballs he trained against. He had overestimated the speed of Nigeria's ace. With this thought, he doesn't attempt to catch it. He punches it away from the goal with authority. Isagi is seen smiling, Onazi is in disbelief, and Kuso appears defeated. The referee then blows the whistle for halftime. As the ball is cleared, Gagamaru stands firm and declares, "I am Japan's guardian god." Japan heads to the locker room with their 2-0 lead intact. This save represents more than just a single impressive play. Kuso was correct in his assessment that Isagi, Karasu, and Aiku form the team's tactical brain. However, this chapter introduces what might be the foundational piece that allows that brain to function at its peak, the perfection of Gin Gagamaru. Consider the chapter's title, "Please Take Care of This Point." On one level, it refers to Onazi's attempt to score a single point for his team. On a more symbolic level, it's about the goal itself as a point of responsibility. Gagamaru has just declared to the world that he is the one taking care of it. Throughout much of the series, Gagamaru has been a player who relies on incredible natural instinct. But Ego's training did more than just sharpen his reflexes. It provided him with the body of a goalkeeper. He is no longer just a gifted athlete. He is now a disciplined and technically proficient guardian. His entire mindset seems to have shifted. He is not merely reacting to shots anymore. He is consciously accepting full responsibility as the team's final line of defense. So, what does this evolution truly mean for the team's strategy moving forward? With Gagamaru establishing himself as a true guardian god, Japan's tactical possibilities expand considerably. Players in front of him, like Isagi, Karasu, and Aiku, can now push higher up the field and play with greater aggression. They are free to take more calculated risks in their offensive press because they have a newfound level of trust in the man behind them. The threat of a swift counterattack is greatly diminished when your goalkeeper has been trained to react to supersonic baseballs. Gagamaru's evolution isn't just a personal power-up, it's the strategic key that could unlock the entire team's aggressive, forward-thinking potential. Nigeria focused its analysis on the midfield trio, failing to account for the evolving player in the goal, and that appears to have been a critical oversight. Gagamaru is becoming the anchor that allows the rest of the team to function as a more effective and relentless spear. Overall, Chapter 317 was a very effective installment, building up the tension of Nigeria's comeback attempt only to have it completely subverted by the evolution of one of Blue Lock's original members. Gagamaru's save was a definite highlight of the match, showcasing his growth from a player of pure talent into a more complete and reliable goalkeeper. The insight into his mind, where he perceives Onazi's world-class shot as slow, is a perfect encapsulation of the ego and confidence that defines the Blue Lock philosophy. Now, I'd like to hear your thoughts. Do you believe Gagamaru is the ultimate key to Japan's entire defensive and offensive strategy? And what, if anything, can Nigeria do in the second half to overcome this newly improved guardian? Share your theories in the comments section below. And if you found this breakdown helpful, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more Blue Lock content, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next recap. Thanks for watching.